Hey everyone, if you're like me, you've watched a ton of videos of your favorite camera-focused YouTubers, and every one of them has eventually created a video that revolves around either their rig recommendations or their setups themselves. But the one part that I feel is always downplayed is the fact that every build is unique to each of their owners. Yes, I'm ultimately making a my build video, but like you or your future self, I've made plenty of mistakes to reach the design I have now. I'm hoping this video is going to be a guide to help you determine the right build for you. Fair warning, most of the parts on my rig are from Small Rig, but Tilta, Condor Blue, Newer, Alonzi, and other reputable brands are completely viable choices. So let's dive in. First is the most important part of your build. It needs to be strong enough to hold all of your parts together, and equally as important, be light. I went with the Small Rig Arca Swiss mount, as it's a universal standard, it works with the Small Rig cage on my camera without the need to swap plates, and it works with all the other Arca Swiss plates I have on hand. Plus, this system has a built-in 15mm rod adapter, which means I don't have to attach one on later. And looking at the very bottom of this Small Rig is just a Small Rig Arca Swiss plate. And not only does it adapt to my Kessler quick release system, it also has these nice tiny foldable feet that lets me safely place the camera down when I need. This has been a lifesaver in event shoots, as I can easily swap between my tripod and handheld shots. Plus, when I'm tired, I can set it down anywhere with a flat enough surface. The top handle is a great way to get low to the ground, pass the system off from one individual to another, and pick up and go for run and gun shoots. I stuck with the handle that came with my cage, as I found it to be the most comfortable for me personally. So you should go with what works best for you. Do you need it to be long? Does it need to attach easily? Or do you want it to be your SSD holder? You should ask yourself, what other hardware do you plan to attach to your rig? There's a ton of designs and styles that will be the right fit for you. Power is everything. If your camera runs out in a shoot and you don't have a backup of any kind, well, that's it for you, and your client isn't going to be particularly thrilled. I went with a Sony NPF adapter, as I wanted to keep the setup as light as possible. It powers my monitor entirely while charging my camera via the USB-C. Personally, I like to keep an internal battery inside the camera in case anything happens to my external one. And this setup ensures I get the best of both worlds. Plus, as an added bonus, I can always pop the camera off quickly and swap to an even lighter handheld setup without any issues. Yes, you could easily go with a V-mount system and obtain similar results if that is what you're looking for, but please note it's going to add a bit more weight and cost a little bit more. The additional hand grip is great to have, as it adds an additional point of contact that is centered to your body versus having to hold one arm under the lens. Plus, it adds an additional attachment point for other gear you may need. Similar to the top handle, the hand grip is entirely your choice, as not one type is a one-size-fits-all. I found this rubberized Small Rig grip that came with this quick release system for my cage. I can quickly slot the handle on, and thanks to the NATO rail built into the rig, I don't need any additional adapters to make it happen. There's plenty of choices, like the top handle. Some are hand-shaped wood, some swivel with a trigger, while others are very utilitarian. You need to find the one that fits your needs. This was the biggest struggle for me as a new shooter, as I kept trying to find the right monitor for me. I tried various 5-inch and 7-inch systems, and I ultimately landed on the Portakeys PT5 II. I went with this as I found it to be the most color accurate, lightweight, and affordable monitor on the market. Sure, there's plenty of competitors like Small HD, Atomos, Blackmagic, Zacuto, or Viltrox, but many of them will be expensive for similar results, or worse color accuracy for a similar price. Portakeys right out of the box just works, and is lightweight, making it perfect for my needs. And as for attaching my monitor, I wanted something that could easily snap on or off between multiple rigs, as well as pack away without issues, thus the Small Rig Hawk Lock. I tried competitor products and essentially landed on this one, as I just preferred the lock system. As for its weight capacity, I have placed a Small HD 702 Lite with 2 large NPF batteries and shot multiple days without this lock faltering once. Attaching HDMI cables on these hybrid cameras has always sucked. As for me, my hands kind of always got in the way and I would always knock the HDMI connection when I was shooting, so it was always something I tolerated until one day my coworker showed me his newest addition to the system, the magnetic 90-degree HDMI cable. This streamlines my cabling to be less in my hand's way, and if it gets knocked by anything in a shoot, it won't damage the HDMI port. And looking below, in a similar vein as the magnetic HDMI, the ultra-thin USB-C cable is to keep out of my hand's way and allow me to charge my camera from the MPF battery. But please note, this may not always be possible on your rig because your camera system just might not have it. But if you have a Lumix system like I do, you should know this is a completely viable power option. Alright, we've built a rig for most shoot situations, but what else should you bring on a shoot? Well, you're going to need ND filters. These are a lifesaver for those bright sunny days where you want to keep shooting wide open. I went with the Nizzy NDs as they give me a nice viable range without distorting my colors. Plus the rotating mechanism has a bit of friction to help make those transitions from dark to bright super smooth. Anyway, I hope this video helped to give you some ideas on how to build your own rig. And if you do happen to build one, I'd love to see the final product. And don't forget to like and subscribe for possibly more content. Thanks for watching.